Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Now, it is time to talk about the most recent pre-orders, the stuff that went live last week and over the weekend that a lot of people are excited about and in my opinion are the highlights. So in this video, we're going to cover Sideshow Collectibles, we're going to talk about XM Studios, Prime 1 Studio, Quinn Studio, and Iron Studio. So stay tuned. And if you like the content of this channel, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, to subscribe to the channel if this is the first time. And also follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The links are down below. My friends, let's get into it. All right, so let's first start with the smaller pieces, and in this case would be Iron Studios with the Peacemaker 110 scale, the Suicide Squad, $160. You can find this at Sideshow. Also, you can find this at the Iron Studios website. I will have the links in the description. This is going to release sometime between October and December of next year. Now, looking at the pictures, you know, as I mentioned before, I wasn't crazy about this film. It was okay for what it was, but I know that a lot of people are fans of it, and there were a lot of people that really loved the characters and they really loved the way it was presented. We're not going to follow the art here for my understanding or my perception of the film. And of course, Peacemaker looks great. If you see the face, there's the resemblance with John Cena. So it's there. They did a good job with it. I like this stand and it looks really good. The walk is there. You can see the actor there. Love this, the fern, in this case, the plant. It gives some context to the base in regards to where they're located. So it's really cool. Love the paint job, is really good and clean. That's a really huge pistol that he's carrying. And yeah, it looks great. And this one, look at this. Even there's mud in the boots. That's nice detail. The pants, they have a lot of texture, perhaps. Too much texture, in my opinion. It could be a bit more smooth. It will look better. Something that you're going to notice with smaller pieces, the texture is sometimes overly done because of the size. Now, another great thing about this one is that they includes an extra right hand with the gun like this and an extra holster, so you can have two different displays. I really like that they're doing this. It adds more value to the piece, in my opinion. They don't have the picture here where he's holding the gun. Of course, you know, DC has this weird rule right now where they don't want their actors, which is stupid at the same time. They don't want any representation on these photos to have one of the characters to be holding a gun, which is really stupid because if you have watched this film, it's an R-rated film. So people that are buying this are not just kids, but this is the way they're doing things now. It looks great. I like it. The paint job is good. If you're a fan of the movie, you're a fan of the character, definitely this is a nice addition to any collection. Now we move into Ashoka Tano 110 scale statue from the Mandalorian. The price is $170. It's going to release between October and December of next year. Only available in North America through Sideshow, but you can go through all the stores around the world and purchase this. Looking at the pictures, I'm telling you, I really like the design here. It's really, really well done. The actress, in this case Rosario Dawson, you can see her face, is not 100% there. It is close to though, and it looks good as it is. The pose is nice. The stand, I really like the base. Of course, this is based on the series, in the TV series. So, when she was presented in this episode, where they were in this forest. So I think this is definitely what they're trying to achieve here. It looks really good, and it's very dynamic. I really like that aspect of that. Really nice. The paint job is well done. And the likeness is really close. You have to really be pretty much on top of it to nitpick it. Beyond that, I think it's well done. Really love this. The branches here, the dead wood, really nice touch. And the way they paint it is really well done. The whole thing is well done. I like it. This is one piece that definitely would benefit with a light-up feature. It's a small piece, but a light-up feature would make it stand out even more. In my opinion, also the pictures that they're using now for promotion are fantastic. Iron Studios is getting better at that, and they're really doing a fantastic job. Here you can see a comparison with the hands of this gentleman or this lady. I don't know the gender here, but it is good. I like it. It's really a nice piece, and it looks really great, and I'm sure it's going to be one that is going to do well among collectors. And being the case that we're here at Sideshow, I want to talk about the newest premium format Catwoman. The price for this one is $590. There's no edition size yet. There's a regular edition and also an exclusive edition. The expected delivery time will be between August and October of 2022. The artist involved in the production of the piece, the sculptor is Steve Schumacher, the designers are Ian McDonald, Richard Luong, the painters are Casey Love and Chi Uzuma, and the Sideshow design and development team is involved in the whole process. All right, now we're looking at the pictures, and this is the exclusive version. The exclusive had this swap out hand holding Batman's cowl, and it's kind of cool. I like it. It's a nice concept. Some people were complaining about the seams of here on her legs with the long boots, but keep in mind, again, these are boots, and the idea of that is just that it kind of gives that reference that they're not one piece. The whole leggings are not one thing. It's just the boots are going all the way up there, which are not practical. But if you have followed the character over the years, you realize that this character has been depicted many, many times. So that's pretty much kind of respecting the source material, like the cat down there. Really cool. And you can see with the exclusive, with the cowl. And on this one, she has the jewelry that she just stole. And this one, this pendant, which is huge, supposedly that has to be like a gem. Although the only thing I would complain about is that the paint job, it's fine, but it doesn't look like a gem. So they could have used some type of plastic as they have done in the past. I think that will just create a better effect. But I like it. The paint job is good. She has a very serious portrait. It is kind of sexy, but at the same time, she looks a bit dubious, as she's always been. The type of person that she has this personality where she can be a friend, but also a foe. And I think they're representing that very nicely here. But yeah, it looks good, in my opinion. Now, if you have to compare with all the different Catwomans that have been produced, that Sideshow has done over the years, you know, there's so many there that ultimately just a matter of choice. I will tell you that I'm not totally 100% blown away by this piece. I think it's a nice execution overall, and it's gonna look nice. At the same time, I think it doesn't occupy as much real estate as other pieces do, so I think it's going to be perfect for those that are concerned about space. And if you don't have a Catwoman, definitely this is the next one that is available, and I think the price is good. So I think that a lot of people are going to jump on this, but to say that I'm totally impressed by this would be a lie, because I don't think so. I think some of the previous ones have been better overall, in my opinion, but of course it's just a matter of perception and opinion. The sculpt is really nice. Schumacher did a really nice job with the sculpt. As you can see, the paint is always on point. Again, this is Sideshow, and Sideshow knows how to do these things. The painters are excellent, some of the best in the industry. The eyes, the expression, the lipstick, of course, is not too red. It's just kind of like this dark red. It definitely is just a femme fatale, and you can see that here overall. I think the design is really nice, and definitely that cat is really cool. That's a nice addition there. It is a nice piece overall. The stairs there too, they're simple, nothing to write home about, but they serve the purpose of what she's doing there. Definitely this is a winner for those who are looking for a very nice Catwoman. Alright guys, now we're moving on to XM Studios with the new X-23 statue. The edition size for this is going to be 599 pieces. The retail price in Singapore dollars is $1,199. If you're a Prestige member, you get a 10% discount. Only available in Southeast Asia. If you want to purchase this, you have to go outside of this area. You have to go through different routes. Now, the people involved in the production of this piece, the designers, we have the Hive Studio. Fabiano Carlos Coelho is the sculptor, and the XM Studios design and development team is involved in the whole process. Alright guys, now we're looking at the pictures, and I'm telling you, it looks great. Its sculpt is good. The design, in this case, I think it serves the purpose. You can see X-23 here. You can see Laura Kinney. However, and I'm going to point this out, there has been a lot of criticism towards this piece and previous pieces because of the portraits. The portraits, this very serious face, a lot of people are not fans of. And there was a lot of criticism this week or last week about it. And definitely, I can agree with some of that criticism. And some of it I think is warranted and some it's not. And I want to point out, of course, in this video, I'm going to point out how I feel about it, the things that people are saying, and the things that I agree with and things that I disagree. I agree that XM Studios has been kind of lackluster with the face portraits. I think a lot of the statues that they've been releasing lately are very serious. Of the face, you know, you want more like a screaming portrait or some type of expression. They're a bit expressionless. And I think that this is hurting the company of the way people are seeing these pieces. In my opinion, I'm okay. I think the sculpt is good. The choice of colors is great. But in this situation, of course, she's in battle, as you can see with this Jeep that some people don't even like. When they presented this initially, they had one with a screaming portrait. This had a screaming face, and they changed it to this. Of course, you have to go through approval. Sometimes things get disapproved. There are things that we do not know. But ultimately, I feel that this one, it's fine. I would be okay with it. But there's only two portraits here. One without the cowl, without the mask and this one, and they're both technically almost the same. So I feel that that's bad. Some people were not liking, of course, the base. I even read some comments, people saying that they would prefer to have a Danger Room Sessions type of base. And I'm going to disagree with that, because if you really know this character, even though they call in her X-23, this is Laura Kinney as the new Wolverine. So I think in some ways there's a confusion here, because they should have named this differently instead of X-23. I'm okay with a Jeep as part of the base, as a this that she's in battle. She's, you know, fighting for her life. And at the same time, I feel that sometimes people get so caught up into the idea of how it used to be, or what their first perception of that character, and they want to tie it up always to the X-Men. Of course, she's always going to be tied up to the X-Men and to Wolverine, but we have to keep things in perspective and in the context of the character and what they're trying to present here. It's just the expression. I think a different expression would have done a lot more for this statue, and people will be more pleased about it. The sculpt is good. The paint job is good. It's just that it kind of makes a really nice sculpt into in some ways, a bit boring. It feels a bit boring, and it shouldn't be like that, because I think the sculpt is perfect. Now, I like this expression here, to be honest with you. Even though it's a bit serious, I do like the way it was painted. It is a beautiful portrait. Laura doesn't look more like a little teenager. She looks more like a woman. And that's great. I really like what they did. The paint job in the eyes is excellent. We're going to get close in a moment. But when you look at the paint job, I really like it. It's really good. Look at those eyes, the face. This is, in my opinion, the best portrait. And the one that I think a lot of fans are going to accept the most. And they're going to display this one the most than the other one. But it looks great. Look at the paint job. The eyes look great. Really good. The paint job is good. You see the claws. Very nice. I'm okay with that Jeep being destroyed the way it is. Some people were even complaining about the size of the Jeep, saying that it was too small. But to be honest with you, this is the thing. Sometimes people, they ask for things, but they don't even know what they're asking for. If you want a real sized Jeep, you're going to have a really big and a huge base, and you're going to be complaining about the size of the base. So those are the things that sometimes people don't. It's just about give an idea. It's about perception. In the end, it doesn't really matter, because the scale is not, scale is important, but at the same time, keep in mind that with statues, it's all about the way you perceive things. It's not like you're going to be playing with a Jeep. It just gives us an idea on 3D form of something, a story that is being told through the piece, which in my opinion, that's fine. The sculpt is the only thing with the face on that one, the expression on that face. The sculpt is not bad, it's just the expression that really requires some revision, requires some refinement. Right next to Wolverine, really look like the scale look great. Both Wolverines are here, and that's great. As you can see, Wolverine has this expression. He's being Wolverine, and definitely this expression really makes it very powerful in the stand that he has. And right next to X-23, or the all-new Wolverine, she's just bored to death in there. She's just being there, and that's something that needs to be changed. If she has an extreme expression, definitely it's going to be as powerful. It's going to look as powerful as Wolverine does. In reality, it's not just about the sculpt. You know, you can have beautiful sculpt, but it's also about the way you pose certain things. And expressions are part of that pose. So if you pose something in a way that is more compelling, people are going to love it right away. I would say with this one, that it fails to compel the same way other pieces have done in the past, even X-23 pieces. So I think that they need to work on it. Alright guys, and now moving on to Prime 1 Studio with the new Optimus Prime based on the Transformers The War for Cybertron TV show. This is the ultimate version. The price is $1,849. This is going to release sometime between December of 2022 and March of 2023. And we're looking at the pictures, and I'm telling you, this is a really nice concept, a really nice presentation of Optimus Prime. I really love the show. War for Cybertron, I think the trilogy is a great show. The design, it goes back to Generation 1. I like all of that. The show is great. I like it. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it. It does have a light up feature, which is super cool. And definitely there's a lot of swappable parts. It's really great. And it's super, super tall. It's 90 centimeters to the top of it, which is 10 more centimeters, you have a meter. So that is tall. There's a lot of stuff going on those bases. And that could be a good thing if you really love that kind of stuff. But for some people, they prefer something that is more clean in the design, more streamlined. I would say that the Optimus that was done by PCS, it's fantastic. I love the Autobot style base, but it's so simple, and ultimately your eyes are really drawn just to the character instead of the base. And at the end of the day, it's a matter of perception. It's a matter of choice and preference. Here you have the regular version with this arm. The ultimate version comes with other 2 arms. This one close to him, and then of course you have this shield, which is kind of nice. To be honest, I like this shield. I'm okay with this arm. The regular version, of course, I like the hand, but this shield kind of is like a nice addition. And another thing about this one, the regular has this pointing the gun, the famous iconic Optimus Prime's gun, and here the ultimate version, he's holding it this way. I like it. It gives you options, and you can see on the ultimate version, you also have the light up features here, which is super nice. And in my opinion, if you want the ultimate thing, then you have to go for the ultimate version because you have the light up features. He has a shield, the different ways to display the gun. It adds a lot of detail there, and that is super cool. Also, you see Shockwave right there, really nice. Overall, I like the piece, but again, like I said, I think the bases can be extreme, really large, and some people are not fans of it, and it's understandable. If it's 90 centimeters to the top of the arm with that weapon, you're overpassing the meter and 15 centimeters. So it's a meter 15 and meter 20 centimeters. So it is really tall. It's going to create a lot of challenges for display. But make no mistake, the piece is really nice. The whole concept is nice here. You know, this is the thing. I'm a sucker for Transformers, and primarily anything that has to do with Generation 1 stuff. And even though this is not based on Generation 1, it is based on the show that is pretty much based on Generation 1, and also takes some of the cues from War for Cybertron video game. So I like it. I really like that they respect this source material. I prefer this 10 times over the Bayformers. And in this case, Prime 1 has done a lot of Optimus Prime over the years, which is fine since they pretty much started in the business. They've been doing Optimus Prime left and right from different generations, different styles, and they're good at it. Definitely pricey, but if you're a big fan of Optimus Prime and you're looking for the classic stuff, then definitely this is a great option. And finally, we're going to cover the newest Iron Spider-Man life-size bust by Queen Studios. Now, the price for this one, if you pay in full right now, at the website, now they have the license also in the US, which is good. The full payment is $3,680 plus shipping, which is not going to be cheap. And a lot of people, of course, are freaking out. The deposit is $970, and then you pay the difference at the time of shipment. You can use PayPal. And at the moment I'm filming this, you can see there's only 16 left. So it's been doing really, really good. And the edition size is 888 pieces. That tells you how many people have ordered this. This is going to release sometime the fourth quarter of 2022. All right, now we're looking at the pictures. And I'm telling you, when you look at this, the likeness with Tom Holland is there. It's so eerie to look at it. It's like you're looking at the guy. They have done a fantastic job. These silicone pieces are blowing everybody's mind. However, when this came out, as soon as it came out, of course, if you follow the Facebook groups, all the statue collector groups, everyone was complaining about the price. Now, it's important that we keep this in perspective. There are two things here. What we think things need to be priced and the way things are priced. There are two different things. Companies are here to make money. They're not here to stiff you, to rob you, to trying to run with your money. They don't want to do that. They want to stay in business, so they sell a product. They do everything they can. The Marvel Studios license is expensive. When you're producing something like this, you're not only paying Marvel Studios. Let's not forget that the Spider-Man, the likeness of the movie franchise is a connection with Sony, so you also have to pay Sony for that. Also, you have to pay the actor. That's the reason many statues sometimes they don't have. For example, we have seen the Iron Man statues produced by Queen Studios. They do not have Downey Jr.'s face in them. Why? Because he's asking for a lot of money, and this company is not paying for that. So they only pay for the likeness of the armor. So that's the reason they get that. And in this case, it's more than likely, 100%, I'm totally sure of that, they're paying Tom Holland or his representatives to have his likeness here. So there's a lot of money that goes around to have this. Because people were saying, well, Thanos was cheaper and this and that. But remember this, Thanos, of course, the voice is by Josh Brolin, but the likeness of the character, everything was CGI. It was animated in a computer. So they don't have to pay Josh Brolin to represent this character. They only have to pay Marvel. And they don't have to pay Sony because, all the rights of Thanos belong, in this case, to Marvel. So those are the things that we have to keep in mind. So that's the reason why, yeah, this might be smaller, but at the same time, the eeriness here, I'm just looking at it. I'm looking at those eyes, man. I'm just get distracted by looking at it. It's just amazing what they have done here. The hair, look at that hair. It just, dang. And that's another thing. Thanos doesn't have this hair, and you have to put, you know, to add this thousands and thousands of strands to it. It's just like, it's tremendous. And at the same time, it's not only the license that you have to pay, which is a lot of people that you have to feed here. Also, you have to understand that now the way things are in the world, the stuff that they need to get stuff done, like all these materials they use have gone up in price amazingly in the last 2 years. And since the COVID hit, it's just been crazy. So they're paying double or triple what they were paying for materials, these factories. And transportation has gone up in price. I work in an industry where we import materials from around the world. And now to import the cost of the freights, it's like double or triple to what it used to be a year ago. So all of those things are added here. These companies are paying a premium. And if you follow many of these companies in social media, they will tell you they have it. They posted on the different pages that they're dealing with this situation where they're trying to stay afloat business-wise, but the cost of things, it was unexpected, has gone on up in a way that is hard for them to handle. So they want to be this profitable, but at the same time, they want to price things right for them to make money, but also for collectors, for clients to be happy. Yes, I understand why people get upset and people want things to be cheap. I do too, because I think we're coming to a place where everything is being extremely expensive. But at the same time, people want more and more, and they want more quantity. People complain about certain things. They want everything to be so perfect. People want to be wowed all the time about things. So they want these companies to add more and more and more. So companies are doing it. But at the same time, the clients are complaining about the prices. Everyone wants to have the ultimate thing, but they don't want to pay the price. That's the problem. We want the best thing ever, but we don't want to pay the price for it. So at the end of the day, it's a matter of perception, and we have to be careful with that. As you can see, the scale of that, the height. Yes, I'm not saying here, I'm not denying that definitely feels that this is expensive, because it is expensive. But at the same time, we need to give these companies a break and understand what they're struggling with, they're dealing with. And if you want to afford this, if you want this in your collection, then go for it. But if you think it's too much and it's not as necessary for you because you're not as close to this character or this actor, I would not pay over $4,000 and with the shipping $5,000 or more just to have him as a buzz. But I know, as you can see, if it's only a few left, and probably by the time I upload this video, it's completely sold out, then that tells you that there are a lot of people that they think differently than me. They're okay with the price and they can afford the price. And at the end of the day, this is a business. And if you have buyers, then people will price things accordingly and will keep producing the same thing or things around the same price. And we have to accept it. You know, companies are not here to give handouts. That's just the way it is. So my friends, what is your opinion about the pieces that we covered today? Are you a fan of them? Do you agree with my opinion? You disagree with it? Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button so you're reminded of the next video. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The links are down below. And please consider supporting the channel financially through Patreon. My friends, God bless you. Take care, and I will talk to you again. Bye-bye.